gentlemen, behold, peak and crippling bankruptcy.
Hey, my name is Mixalo, and today we're going to be looking at RP-01, Acoustic Wave, by Fans Toys. So this is the first review of a third-party figure in the line, so it's just really interesting to see. So this is essentially, it is Soundwave from Generation 1, and we're just going to open it up and have a look. And straight out of the box, it's styrofoam, because I love keeping my figures in very weirdly cold areas. And don't worry, he has a lot of things. He has an instruction book, stat cards, and a bunch of accessories. And that's about it. So getting the styrofoam off and actually taking the figure out, the legs are on the other way, so it's a simple factor of just turning the opening of the backpack and turning the legs around. So the backpack here can actually be compressed down a bit. And people can say, oh, it's a backpack, therefore bad, but I don't know. Look, it's seen on the official G1 design, so therefore it's okay. Before we get too far into all this discussion, I just want to bring up what third party is, if you're unaware. So third party, it's... alright. So you got like your normal figures, like the Studio Series, like everything else you see in the stores, and then you have like Masterpiece and third parties, and that is like the Battle Pass. Use code MIXEL. And of course, he came with his iconic shoulder cannon, which nicely just plugs into that little slot there. And even that's on a pivot. And his gun's also here as well, so that's good. And which nicely also folds out. The inside of his hand actually has a nice little slot that you're actually able to put the gun in a lot easier. Now, we should talk about the figure itself. And by God, is it amazing. I love it. It looks amazing. Like, the back, you know what? That's fine. If you look at the back overall, it's fine. But the overall painting, sculpting, and the just overall detail is phenomenal, and I love it. A lot of companies are always trying to be G1 accurate as possible. I think this is probably one of the ones where they did it. They completed it. They got as accurate as possible. Maybe you don't like the overall look of G1. That's fine. They have accessories and alternative parts that actually make it look more resemblant to the original G1 toy. There's a few parts to this actually, so mainly, first you just gotta swap out the head and put on the other one. Remove the front part of the shoulder pads and put on the alternative ones. Remove that little notch in his knee. Take out that part that I can't think of a name of. Get whatever the hell this is off. There are little notches on the side of the leg, so that plugs in nicely there. Now finally, open up his chest plate, take out that screen, and then swap in for the alternative part. And here we go, here he is in his original toy mode. Which, you know, yeah, like I said, if you want it in your toy version, go for it. And honestly, I love the more detailed parts on, so I usually have it like a mixed on my figure. Like I'll have a flat legs, but I'll have like the more detailed upper body. Now let's talk about another accessory he has. This weird little clear cube, rectangle thing. And what does it do? Well, it plugs into his chest. And so you can recreate, you know, him making energon cubes. This really is just like the cartoons. Now let's talk about posability. The head can move up this far and down this far and can do a 360 all around, so you can look at everything. His shoulder cannon's actually on a pretty interesting pivot, and it actually gives a lot of posability. It can move up and down a bit, and actually is able to not do full 360 because of the head in the way, but you can actually pose it a lot. We've got a full 360 waist swivel, but you can only go so far with the backpack attached. Lift that up, and hey look, it's 360 now. And goddamn, he has an ab crunch, which you don't get on most figures. Well, most mainline figures, but it's always nice, really nice to see a goddamn ab crunch on some figures. The arm can do a full 360 with ratchet joints, which always sounds amazing. The arm moves out by 90 degrees, and from the shoulder it has a full 360 swivel. The elbow is on a hinge, and actually is double bendable, so you can fold up to 90 degrees. Legs can move out by 90 degrees. And has a full 360 around. The knees are double jointed with ratchets, so it just gives you more posability. Awesome. These little flaps on his hips actually open up a bit, so it gives actually more room for posability. He's even got ankle pivots that actually go pretty far. So now we've talked about all the accessories and the figure itself, let's talk about what he came with. That's right, he came with his own cassette. Not cassettes, cassette. And who is it, you might be wondering? It's Frenzy. Don't get me wrong, this is a really good figure. I just wonder why it didn't come with Laserbeak. But looking at the figure overall, aside from like, you know, the hollow part, that's fine because like it's decompressing like a lot. But yeah, like I said, it's really solid still. He even came with his own accessories like interchangeable faces, the things on his back, and those ground smashes, concrete smashes, I don't know. So if you pop the head off here, you can actually swap it out with two different faces. One's angry, one's happy. So it's really nice that he actually bothered to do something like that. And he perfectly compresses down to his cassette mode to fit into Soundwave's chest. So where's Laserbeak? Well, that's it, you have to buy them separately along with Ravage and Rumble. Let's see how much it costs in a box and... Holy shit, dude. What kind of dumbass would actually spend $100 just for 3 small figures to fit into a bigger figure? So opening up the box, we've got in plastic instead of styrofoam this time. At least everything here is kept simple and you don't lose anything. And don't worry, this also came with instructions and the stat cards for some reason. But all 3 of these figures look really good. I love all of them. I love the way they look, they're stylized, and how they compress down into their cassette modes. Alright, I'm gonna briefly just go over the general movement of all the Cassetticons. So, Rumble and Frenzy's head's on a full 360 swivel. The arms can do a full 360, it's on a swivel, and it can bend pretty high up as well, mainly for transformation. There's even a goddamn elbow hinge, which they shouldn't include, but like, it's great, they did. The legs can move out this far and move out that wide, and actually can be double jointed, so, well, not even double jointed, it's just really good. The ankles are on a ball swivel, so it gives that extra bit of posability. But the copy of Frenzy I have is like really not stable legs, so it does kind of make it more difficult to pose. Laserbeak's a lot simpler to talk about, like the head moves up and down so far, like it gives you a good amount of view. The wings can move, actually it's double, there's 2 joints on it, so it actually can give more of an actual like flight look to it. The legs are actually a bit movable, not too much, but it's just that little bit, and on the top of the head you can open up to reveal a little camera. Yeah, remember that. Ravage is pretty simple movement as well. Its neck can move up and down, mostly for the transformation. Its head is on like a slight ball joint, so it gives a good amount of movement, and the mouth can even open, so that's really good. The like legs are all on like 3 different joints, so it's all really good. I love this part so much. I don't know why, but you see this? You see that little notch there on Soundwave? Well, guess what it's for? Yeah, that's right, you could perch Laserbeak up there. It's small things, and it's great. But enough about that. I think it's time we talk about the height, and it is very tall, and very big for its masterpiece, so it makes sense. But now I think it's time to compare everything else. Here he is next to Blocky's Optimus Prime, Lego Optimus, and my previous review, the MPM-11, the Ratchet. But now it is time for the transformation, and surprisingly it is pretty straightforward. looking at the figure itself, it's like, holy shit, it looks amazing. And as well as his cassettes, like, they all look really nice as well. So let's just gonna talk about the figure. The back, you know what, it's fine. You can see, like, the bits of the foot. Overall, I don't care, it looks, like, really good. And I'm aware I have been glazing this figure, like, this whole damn video, and honestly, it's rightfully so. It looks amazing, and it feels great, but what it doesn't feel great is the Hasbro version, the Studio Series Soundwave. And yet, there's some motherfucker out there actually saying this is the better, like, Studio Series is the better version. And it's like, bro, how much is Hasbro sucking you off, honestly? You must be getting paid big bucks, or you're just getting the best head ever if you're fucking saying that the Studio Series is better than, like, this one. And what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the figure, right. Oh yeah, it's still... So we got a cassette here, we just open up the little part, and you just slide it in, and crazy enough, it doesn't hold just one. But that's right, folks. If you actually press the button and get the actual cassette out and flick a simple lever, boom, you get a second one. Just for free. What am I kidding? It's not free. But hey, storage. Even in cassette mode, it's got small little details like a volume wheel and an on and off switch on the sides. It doesn't do anything, but it's just such nice little details that just add to the overall figure. Still, I know I've already brought this up, but holy crap, it just compresses down so well. But I feel like we've had enough discussion about this. It's time to size compare again. Here he is next to Blocky's Optimus, Lego Optimus Prime, and Optimus again, but converted, and Masterpiece Ratchet. Now overall, what do I think of this figure? It's amazing. I'd give it a 3 stars out of 8 bananas. That's a really good score, by the way. And this just about concludes the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I didn't. If you guys like me complaining, go watch other videos and do the other crap. No one cares. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.